India is at a big milestone in our nationwide coronavirus vaccination drive. The second phase of the COVID-19 vaccination drive is about to begin in a few hours from now. It is to begin on a Monday morning across the country. The inoculation drive in the country will begin around 12 for people over 60 years of age and those above 45 years of age with chronic critical illness or comorbidities. The vaccination drive is going to be carried out now for the first time, opening up to private hospitals too. So about 10,000 private hospitals, 20,000 government hospitals across the country is where these vaccines will now be administered. And the government has put a cap on the price of the vaccine that is going to be administered at these hospitals, both private and government. So it's 250 rupees per dose for the vaccine, and the vaccines will be available for free at government hospitals, and people can choose where they want to get vaccinated, whether in a private or a government hospital. Let's go across to Sukirti Dwivedi, who's been following this big story. So Sukirti, we are now on the eve of the second phase. It is going to be rolled out, the vaccination drive, India's vaccination drive going into fifth gear now. Does the government, have they put out the guidelines for hospitals, government and private, about how to go about administering vaccines in this next big critical phase?
Well, yes, there are several guidelines that the government has issued at this point of time. One, something that the public needs to know, some of the key points that they should be aware of is that registration on the CoWIN website will open up for the general public from about 9 a.m. tomorrow, and it will remain open till 3 p.m. They can keep booking slots. And so 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. are essentially the timing during which these online appointments can be made. In several states, the option of on-spot registration will also be open, but this registration process is going to differ between different states. We'll come to that point later. So one, they can register on the website, and it's a fairly simple process, at least from what the guidelines seem to be. Once the website becomes more functional from tomorrow. But as of now, one just needs to have their mobile number. They go on the website, log in through their mobile number, receive an OTP, and then they can book the slot based on the timing that's convenient to them on the center that's nearest to their place. So based on the state, district, which city they are in, all of those options can be chosen. And after booking these slots also, there will be options of rescheduling their appointments. You can't reschedule an appointment on the very date it's supposed to happen, but a day in advance you can reschedule it. In case you move to a different city, then also you can reschedule your appointment. For example, I had planned that I want to get vaccinated in Delhi and I booked a slot for Delhi, but let's say 5 days later there's an emergency and I move to Chandigarh or Punjab, some other place in Punjab, then I can reschedule my appointment there itself. And also in terms of photo IDs and documents, there is a wide range of documents. One needs to have at least any one of them. It can be a voter ID, it can be an Aadhaar card, it can be a PAN card or a driving license. So those are some of the bigger picture points that people need to look at. But at the same time, our viewers should be vigilant about the fact that there are certain state governments, because the center has essentially left it upon the states to go into the more nuanced parts of it in terms of how they want to schedule the whole thing, how they want to plan it out. So, for example, in Delhi tomorrow, the vaccination will start at about 12 p.m. and it will go on till 3 p.m. So that's how it's going to be in the national capital. In Bengaluru, for example, it will start at 12 p.m. and it will go on till 5 p.m. So they will also have to check what are the rules that their own state government is coming up with. And timings may differ from day two. So, for example, Delhi tomorrow is doing it from 12 to 3, but from day after tomorrow it will be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So it will go on. The scope of this will keep expanding. Each state will broaden the hours during which the vaccinations will take place. So the timings will keep changing, but at least the basics of it are more clear now that the registration process will open up from 9 a.m. tomorrow, and certain states may also have the on-spot registration options open at this point of time. Delhi, for example, is one state where on-spot registration is not an option at this point of time. So anybody living in Delhi needs to go for the online appointment option only. There is no on-spot registration for Delhiites at this point of time. But there are a variety of options. There are several, more than 100 private hospitals, over 50 government hospitals where they can go and get vaccinated. So that's what the picture seems to be at this point of time.
Sorry, so Kirti, you may have touched upon this, but I want to ask you, say it's a fairly simple process, registering, but what happens to those who don't have, smartphones, who don't have access to the internet? What happens to them?
Well, at least at this point of time, so while the centre had said that there would be both options of on-spot registration as well as online appointments, Delhi government is a state that has chosen not to give out the option of on-spot registration at this point of time. So yes, in Delhi, people may have to face that problem, but remains to be seen whether one can actually go and seek some assistance from a vaccination site if the health officials there would be able to help them in booking an appointment. We will need some more clarity from the government on that aspect. Can one approach a vaccination site and at least seek some sort of assistance from them, that they can go tomorrow and say, can you help me with booking an appointment for tomorrow or day after? So whether that is an option or not, but at least at this point of time, it seems like online appointments are the only option for people living in Delhi. So it's a key question.
We can expect to see some teething problems possibly on the ground tomorrow, but it is a start, and we're expecting to see many Indians now registering to get vaccinated. India's vaccination drive, vaccination program is now opening up to the public for those above the age of 60 and for those above the age of 45 who have comorbidities.